Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about the first four chapters, 1-mark questions. So from the first four chapters of our NCERT book, from those four chapters we are going to discuss the 1-mark questions. So the first question: is 0 a rational number? Can you write it in the form p by q, where p and q are integers and q is not equals to 0? So the answer is yes. 0 is a rational number and it can be written as 0 by 1 or 0 by 2, etc., where it is in p by q form. P and q both are integers, that is 0, 1, 2, they are all integers, and the q, that is the denominator, is not equals to 0. So 0 can be written as a rational number in p by q form. Question number 2. Write the following in the decimal form and say what kind of decimal expansion they are. So the first one is 36 by 100. 36 by 100 in decimal form can be written as 0.36, and it is a terminating decimal. Terminating decimal means where the decimal ends, where the division terminates. Next, 1 by 11. 1 by 11 is equals to 0.090909. So it is a recurring decimal. What kind of decimal expansion it is? It is a non-terminating recurring decimal. Non-terminating means where the division does not ends, and recurring means same set of numbers repeats itself. Here 09 is the set of number which repeats itself in same fashion and the division continues. It does not ends. Question number 3. Simplify subpart 1, 64 whole to the power half, and number 2, 7 to the power half into 8 to the power half. So 64 whole to the power half can be written as 8 square whole to the power half. The half and the 2 cancel each other out, so we get 8. That is a to the power m whole to the power n will give us a to the power mn. Here 8 to the power 2 whole to the power 1 by 2, these two cancel each other out and we get 8. For option 2, subpart 2, we have 7 to the power half into 8 to the power half. Here we follow the identity a to the power m into b to the power m. You can see the powers are equal. Whenever the powers are equal, the bases multiply. So ab whole to the power m. Here half and half are the powers that are equal. So 7 8s are 56. 56 whole to the power half. So these are the simplified form of the two subparts that we have used. Question number 4. Give one example of binomial of degree 35 and a monomial of degree 100. Binomial of degree 35 means, binomial means there will be two terms. Degree means the power of the variable should be 35. Here such an example is x to the power 35 plus 5. Monomial means where there is only one term present in the polynomial. And degree 100 means the power of the variable should be 100. Such an example is 2 to the power 2y whole to the power 100. So y to the power 100 is the degree, and monomial means one term, so here is only one term present. Question number 5. Check whether -2 and 2 are the zeros of the polynomial x plus 2. So the given polynomial is x plus 2. Here at once we will put x is equals to -2, and another time we will put x is equals to 2. So first, when x is equals to -2, we substitute the value of x as -2 and we got 0. And another time where we have to check it for 2, we will put in the place of x as 2, we will get 2 plus 2 is equals to 4. So -2 is a 0 of the polynomial x plus 2, but 2 is not a 0 of the polynomial. 0 of the polynomial means the value for which the polynomial should be equals to 0. Here the value is minus 2 for which the polynomial x plus 2 is 0, but for the value of 2 the polynomial x plus 2 is not 0. Question number 6. Evaluate 103 into 107. This is our first subpart. So 103 into 107 can be written as 100 plus 3 into 100 plus 7. We are going to use the identity x plus a into x plus b. We get x square plus a plus b into x plus ab. So here the x is 100 and a is equals to 3 and b is equals to 7. We substitute the values in the given identity and find our answer. So we get 100 square plus 3 plus 7 into 100 plus 3 into 7. So 10,000 plus 1,000 plus 21 will give us equals to 1101. This is our answer for the first subpart. Second subpart is 104 into 96. So it can be expressed as 100 plus 4 into 100 minus 4. We are using the identity a plus b into a minus b, which is equals to a square minus b square. So 100 square minus 4 square will give us 10,000 minus 16, that is 9948. So this is how we evaluate by not directly multiplying, by using identity. Question number 7. Write the coordinate of P and Q from the figure. So a figure is given. Our coordinate of P, the P is over here. You can see it goes from the x-axis from the value 4 and from y-axis the value is 3. So the coordinate of P will be 4, 3. First we will always write the x coordinate and then we will write the y coordinate. For Q, you can see it is on the third quadrant, where the value of x is minus 6 and the value of y is minus 2. So first we are going to write the x coordinate, that is minus 6, comma minus 2, that is our y quadrant. So this is how we write a coordinate of a certain point. First the x-axis or x coordinate and then the y coordinate. In which quadrant or axis do the following points lie? The quadrant, first we will draw a quadrant. This is to verify which quadrant or axis do they lie. But when you get such kind of questions, you are only going to mention the axis or the quadrant. No need to draw a diagram. So here you can see 3, minus 1. So 3 will be on the positive side of x-axis. Minus 1 will be on the negative side of the x-axis. So this is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. In quadrant 4, the sign should be plus, minus. Plus for the x-axis, minus for the y-axis. So here we have plus, minus. So it lies in the fourth quadrant. Minus 1, 0. Whenever we have a value of any of the coordinate as 0, it always lies on any of the axis. If the y coordinate is 0, then it always lies on x-axis. Here you can see the y coordinate is 0, so it lies on x-axis. Now in x-axis there are two parts. First part is the positive side of x. The second part is negative side of x, which we call as x dash. Here minus 1, 0 lies in the negative side of our x-axis. So either we are going to write x-axis or we are going to write negative side of, or we are going to write negative x-axis, either one of it. Question number 9, and this is the last question. It says, express the following linear equation in the form ax plus by plus c is equals to 0 and indicate the values of a, b, c. So there are two polynomials given. Ax plus 3y is equals to 9.35 bar. Here the bar is missing. So 9.35 bar. So here we can represent it, we have to represent it in ax plus by plus c is equals to 0. Plus c is equals to 0. So 2x plus 3y minus 9.35 bar is equals to 0. So a is equals to 2, b is equals to 3, c is equals to minus 9.35 bar. Second question is 2x is equals to 5y, which can be written as 2x plus 5y equals to 0. So here the a is x, coefficient of x is a, coefficient of y is b, but there is no c. So it has to be written like this if we have to express it in the linear form. So 2 is the value of a, b is the value of y, that is 5, and c is the constant term, that is 0. Since there is no constant term, so c is equals to 0. So this is how we have solved the 9 questions of 1 mark question from the revision of first 4 chapters. I hope this tutorial is helpful for you. Thank you.